Namaskar everybody. Suprabhatam. We'll start the class now. With the Guru Vandanam. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam yena characharam Tatpadam darshitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Salutations to my Guru for this wonderful opportunity for all of us to go ahead in this beautiful life of yogic journey. Welcome you all for the 5th session of Yoganishta Ananda Jivanam. I'll just mute all of you. We have gone ahead with 4 classes. This is the 5th class of Yoganishta Ananda Jivanam. We have had a great journey knowing about what is being a human. We've seen that humans are thrilled seeing vast objects around them. Huge mountains, sky, the stars and all. And this has arisen with the infinite desire within them, which is the hunger for infinite. And around this, the science of yoga developed centuries and lots of years back. And that's what we are trying to pursue now. Humans are not animals. Humans have a qualitative difference between animals, is what we have seen. There's also a universal pursuit of happiness among animals, humans, and every living being. What is this? The desire in an animal is limited. It only stops with bhaya, ahara, nidra, bhaya, and maithuna, whereas the desires for humans are unlimited. They go beyond the natural instincts. And this desire is being trying to fulfill by humans with the finite things around them. They have forgotten that there's an infinite source within them which is calling out to fill them up. That is the infinite desire which is the dharma of human beings. That is what is the goal of human life. Humans have a free will, which is called swatantra ichcha, which they can exercise to find out what their real life is. Either they try to have a human life or an animal life, degrade themselves with the 4 instincts of animals, or they move ahead and live a human life and try to pursue the goal of human life. That is, trying to learn the science of yoga and trying to be human inside and human outside. Animals are bound by their dharma. They don't go beyond their dharma. But are we living according to our dharma? No, we are not. And we are all here to know what human dharma is and how do we achieve that human dharma. That is knowing the finite, which is knowing the infinite, which is there within us. We've also seen entropy and enthalpy and the cosmic order, which is the wonderful order which is set in the whole universe. And that is nothing but Purusha or consciousness which is there around us. And that is infinite, endless. And that is what yoga tries to tap And yoga is the union of the finite within us to the infinite around us and within us. The skin is just a barrier. There is an infinite desire of knowing the infinite within us. So yoga is going beyond the barriers of skin and trying to find out the infinite within us. We've seen that through sadhana we can experience this union. Sadhana is an effort. It's an effort to know the infinite. And to help this sadhana, we have seen that sadhanangas come to help in this picture. Sadhanangas are asanas, diet restrictions, upavasas, and other practices. Aham Brahmasmi is just not words. Aham Brahmasmi is what we have to live in with. The science of mind is also seen, we have also seen the science of mind. What you think is what you are. You become what you are. There are challenges on this yogic path. No path is easy. No path in life is easy. And every wonderful thing in the universe comes with struggles. And there are sangarsha on this yogic path too. So we have seen how to overcome this sangarsha. One of the sadhanangas is asanas. Asanas are just not asanas of the body. It's just not exercises. Asanas, yoga is beyond the mat. These asanas help to make a supple body to sit for a longer time in meditation. They are not for your physical beauty or something. It is a holistic science where you are beautiful from outside to inside. It encompasses all layers of a human being from the skin to the soul. It touches every aspect, the physical, mental, and spiritual. So a yoga is just not asanas. If someone is teaching you asanas, that is not yoga. Yoga is the union of the finite with the infinite. So a practice or a science which teaches you the union of the finite with the infinite is yoga. Having said all that, we have also touched few points on aspects of food. Coming to food, we have discussed about what is health. What is exactly mean by health? Health is a natural state of human beings. All of us are born healthy. Health is innate for everyone. And loss of health, or when you lose your ease, disease sets in. That's why it's called dis-ease. Disease is a signal telling you there's something wrong going in your system and you're losing your ease. Disease is the body's language telling you that you are not going on a right path. That's what we need to understand here. Because we've also seen that animals stay healthy. And why do humans fall sick? Animals are very close to nature and they follow the nature's laws. Whereas we break all the rules of nature and use our intellect to spoil our lives. With different lifestyles, wrong food, wrong thoughts, lot of stress and all. Animals live by instinct, that is nature's laws. and they follow the rules of nature, sleeping at the right time, eating when hungry, eating what is given by nature. Because when the universe was created by the Supreme Parama Purusha, he has made sure that the food is created for everyone. Just like when a baby is born, a mother breast milk is ready for the baby. Just like that, when a human life arises, the consciousness, the Paramapurusha, takes care of its food also. Why do you think we need to make our own food? No. The food is ready. We have just missed seeing the right food. We also seen the 7 essential nutrients of food, that is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, which are the macronutrients, that is you require them in a huge quantity. Vitamins and minerals are micronutrients, which are required in limited quantities. Other than that, we have seen fiber and water are also required. Carbohydrates, we know, are the primary source of energy, which is the energy cell of human body. And we know all plant-based food has carbohydrates. Whole grains, pulses, fruits, vegetables, the tuber, that is the food underground, potatoes, carrots, have lot of carbohydrates. We've also seen that proteins are the bodybuilders. They're the building blocks of life. They are the repair system. They work for the growth, repair, and maintenance. All plant-based foods have proteins. Fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, all of them. We have seen that energy, Krebs cycle, the energy factory of the body. Just like when we input our food into our body, there's a factory which runs, and the whole 24 hours a day, in case you're eating 24 hours a day, and it produces energy. It never rests. The system works 24 hours a day, non-stop. How do you think it's running? Who's running the show? So it requires our effort to give it the proper food so that the system is not overloaded. Seeing the food, the important aspect for energy is carbohydrates. Though proteins are also there, provided carbohydrates is not there, proteins come into picture, but the main source of energy of body is carbohydrates. So we really don't need so much of protein as we are taking nowadays. People take so much of protein powders and all for energy, which is going to damage their kidneys down the line, whether they realize it or not, because kidneys work overloaded when you give so much of protein in the body, which is not required. We saw that fats are the concentrated energy reserve in the body. And there are 3 types of fats, that is unsaturated fats, which come from natural products, nuts, seeds, avocados, which are all healthy. Saturated fats, which are also harmful, which are ghee, butter, oil, cheese, which all raise cholesterol. Trans fats are the worst fats, which are processed, which are coming from processed food, bakery, and are very, very harmful. So the natural fats are the ones which are unsaturated, and they come from natural food. Difference between fat and cholesterol. Human body does not need cholesterol at all. All animal-based products have cholesterol in them. We don't need any cholesterol. Liver makes the required amount of cholesterol in the body, which is required for the body. And that's enough for the body to function well. Fats from nature are healthy. Fats, as we have seen, trans fats and saturated fats are unhealthy for the body. And the best thing is all the plants, that is all the seeds, have good fats, healthy fats, and zero cholesterol. So in case you feel you want fats, try to take as many nuts and the plant-based products. They have good fats, and your lipid profile will fall into place drastically. I would elaborate on my journey of Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivan at the last phase of this lecture, and it will be a great experience because I have gone through a great experience, and I would like to share after the end of this lecture. Animals have cholesterol, and they have unsaturated unhealthy fats, which are no good to the body. So are we think we are making our body healthy or unhealthy with these foods? What is it we are doing to our bodies? Ruining our health or making our health better? Decision is ours. The body needs fat in the food, not in the blood. That needs to be understood. Vitamins are the body chemical catalysts. They work. We've seen fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. Most of the vitamins are available in plants except B12, which I've told that we need to take from vegan tablet, because it comes mainly from cow's milk, which is unhealthy, which I'll be discussing that in today's lecture, why and why not. Minerals are the body builders and balancers. Minerals are there for body structure, metabolic regulation, muscle activity, nerve function, and whatnot. There are macrominerals and microminerals like calcium, potassium, sodium are the macro because you require them in lots. Microminerals are the zinc and other minerals which are required in micro quantities. And minerals are from the soil. So plant-based food can give you direct minerals to your body. You really don't need any extra minerals or vitamin tablets to keep yourself in better shape, which people are taking multivitamin tablets and zinc tablets, which is not at all required. The fiber, the body's natural cleanser. Every system needs repair, and the food itself is energy's resource as well as a cleaner for the body. All the plant-based food has natural fiber in them. And when you eat food in whole form, you really don't need any laxative or probiotic or prebiotic, all these foods. There is soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. The soluble fiber helps with digestion. Insoluble fiber gives the growth for your stools, which is required to pass your stools. So whole food feeds you, and fiber in them frees you. Water is an inherent part of the body. 70% of our system is filled with water, and water is quite essential, and it is there everywhere. We have spoken about living water and dead water. Living water is the water which has a lot of enzymes, vitamins in it, which is there in plant source. And the water from animal products is dead water, which is lacking of minerals, fibers, and everything. So, yeah. And we've also discussed about few points about whole food plant-based diet. What is whole food plant-based diet? What is it? And we'll go ahead with this in detail today. And before that, I would like to ask if any one of you have questions in the last class. We can discuss or we can go ahead. Please raise your hand in case you have a question from the last class, or else we'll go ahead. Okay, fine. I'm glad that everyone is clear on the aspects what you have discussed in the last class. Well, said that. Okay. Okay, fine. We all know that many of us think that changing your diet means imagining giving up things like less sugar, less meat, fewer snacks, no junk food. But what? Here's the truth. Moving to a whole balanced, plant-based diet isn't about losing anything. It's about reclaiming something, your energy, your focus, your health, your connection to your food itself. For years, we have been bottle-fed by the food industry. Everything's quick, convenient, pre-chewed, pre-flavored. And we barely have to think how to eat about it. And yet, all of us are more tired, more bloated, more disconnected than ever before. Earlier days were more stressful than us because they had less machinery to cook or do something, but still, they were healthy. But in this convenience, we lost something very important. We stopped chewing our food. We stopped tasting. We stopped paying attention to what food really is. Think about it. We live in a time when our food is everywhere, but nourishment is rare. All these foods are with zero nourishment. When I state that food is the fuel of the body, the fuel has to be perfect, or else the machine will have breakdowns. We have also been taught that to feed the hunger, but not to fuel life. We are just feeding them, but not fueling their life. But your body knows it. It remembers. It knows what real food feels like. The first time when you eat something very fresh like a fruit or a vegetable, just as whole, something grown, something whole, your body wakes up. Your cells can feel it. Your energy changes. You start to realize that is what is food meant to be. We have been misled by the food industry telling us that balanced diet comes in wrappers. But we can always learn again. We can chew again, taste again, live a life again. Habits don't change overnight. Your taste buds need to be reset. Your routines need to shift. Every bite of real food says, I choose to nourish, not numb your system. It's not about cutting things out. It's about awareness, getting back to balance, getting back your own body and connecting with nature. So next time when you eat, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this food made by the nature or by a factory? Is this feeding my hunger or fueling my life? Once you start choosing food, it truly nourishes you. You realize you're not just changing a diet, you're changing your relationship with yourself and nature. So, let's reconnect. and come back to real nourishment. So, the first thing which all of us, why did this need come up? Is because we have forgotten the food and mind connection. We have discussed extensively on this, the food and the gut and the mind connection in the third class. How your gut influences your mind and the mind influences your gut. It's a two-way communication. Food carries an energy quality. It's called a guna. Every morsel of food we eat is just not matter. It is energy imbued with a quality, a guna. According to yoga, the entire universe, including the food we consume, is woven through three gunas. The food influences your mind and body, which we have seen that. And the three types of food are sattvic food, which symbolizes purity and harmony; rajasic food, which infuses anxiety, restlessness; tamasic food, which is the core for inertia and dullness. When we eat, we are not merely feeding the body. We are inviting the guna of the food also into our mind and consciousness. So every food carries a guna with it. And what you eat is what you become. This subtle vibration of the food becomes the vibration of your thoughts. And as said before, the gross part of the body becomes your body. So when you eat fresh food, you will surely look fresh. When you eat stale food, that depicts on your face. You don't need to tell that. So, having spoken about these three types of food, let's see what exactly are the three types of food. Rajasic food. Just a second. Rajasic food. All of us are very fond of rajasic food because it carries stimulation, gives you excitement, it keeps the mind agitated and dashing. But what is it doing? Rajasic food is stimulating, it's overstimulating your system. And it's fiery. All the red chilies are all fiery. They create a passion-inducing nature in you. This fuels restlessness, ambition, and agitation. It overstimulates your nervous system. In the sense, when you take a strong coffee or a strong tea or eat some nice chocolate, there's a lot of anxiety in you, there's emotions, excitement. What happens because of that? When there's too much of overstimulation, you get into insomnia, which is the prevailing problem for many people. Hypertension or being hyperactive. People who are hyperactive nowadays, lots of kids are hyperactive. Cut down the rajasic food. You will see that they become very stable and they can concentrate and focus very well on their studies. Rajasic food drives your craving for spicy, oily, sugary foods, which creates acidity, obesity, and fatigue. The worst part of these rajasic foods are they're addictive. They always create a craving for you, and the mind is always dwelling on the food all the time. So when the mind is dwelling on the food, where is the yogic life? Rajasic foods are coffees, teas, chocolates, spicy foods, red chilies, all these things come under Rajasic food. Rajasic food feeds your senses, but it tires your soul. What happens when you eat sugar? What happens when you eat a chili? We'll see all that in today's lecture. Why is it sugar a Rajasic food? Taking Rajasic food gives you momentary thrill, but it drains your long-term vitality. So this is not to be accepted in yogic life. Next, the worst of all foods is the tamasic food. Tamasic food is a dull, heavy, depleting food. And the name itself tells tamas is darkness. What is tamasic food? It clouds the mind, slows your energy. It degrades your mind. It leads to lethargy, confusion, negative emotions. You can see that what includes meat, wine, onions, fast foods, burgers, pizzas, all these come under tamasic foods. They slow your metabolism. In turn, you gain weight, you become sluggish. And it makes one addicted to comfort and pleasure because it's degrading your mind. It's not elevating your mind. Tamasic food numbs the mind and poisons the body very silently. You feel stomach full and rested, but you are not refreshed. You're alive, but not awake. Tamasic food is not a refreshing food. All tamasic food, for example, stale food, stocked in refrigerators, reheated food, processed food, meat, fish, garlic, onion also come into tamasic foods because they have very strong flavors and these flavors stay for a very long time. Food should not linger on your tongue. That is the real food. You eat a fruit, you feel the sweetness of the fruit momentarily, but then when it passes your tongue back, you are not left with any taste on your tongue. If your tongue is dwelling with the taste, strong flavors of onion and garlic, that's a tamasic food. Mushrooms also come under tamasic food because they are grown on decayed wood. They are not grown on natural soil. They induce laziness in your mind, dullness, depression, ignorance. Tamasic food drags consciousness down and blocks clarity. The best of all foods is the sattvic food. Sattvic food means sattva. Sattva means clarity, light, purity. Sattvic food uplifts your prana. It keeps your body light and the mind serene. It's just not healthy food. It's healing food that keeps your body, mind and spirit in harmony. It gives you mental peace and clarity, brings calmness, harmony and spiritual strength. What includes sattvic food are fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, freshly prepared meals, not reheated or processed, and salads, sprouts, all the food which is mostly from nature. When your food is right, your mind follows you. You know what you want to do, you can do. But in tamasic food, your mind doesn't follow you. You want to study, but you feel sleepy. So what is it? Your mind should follow your thoughts. Your thoughts, your body should be aligned. Sattvic ahara is just not diet. It's a foundation for meditation. And when you know that your food is creating a guna, and what guna you want your mind to get to is what is in your hands. As is your food, so is your mood. Imagine you're taking spicy food, you become restless, you become anxious, irritated. But if you can take fruits for lunch or dinner, see the calmness, see the harmony which you experience. So, as stated, as is your food, so is your mood. As is your mood, so is your mind. So the big relation between the food and the mind is very crucial in yogic life. Every yoga school speaks about meditation and controlling the mind. But how can we truly control the mind when the fuel that runs in this body is creating chaos within? When we eat foods that disturb the natural rhythm of the body, the mind becomes restless, clouded, and dull. So how can stillness arise from such imbalance? Food plays a very vital role in mastering the mind. Just like a well-fueled car runs smoothly without breakdowns, a well-nourished body, which is powered by sattvic food, moves through effortlessly without fatigue, frustration, or confusion. So, I would like to take a break here, and I would like to take a pause here, and if one of you can just tell me what we have understood till now. Shailaja Bhagini, in your own words, you're unmuted.
Yeah, Namaste Bhagini.
Namaskara Bhagini.
So basically this sattvic food is, it gives sattva. It is pure and plant-based completely, and it gives peace of mind, and our thinking process will be clear. As you said, we are what we eat. So if we try to consume the plant-based food and what is naturally getting, that gives us purity, clear thinking and pure mind, and there will be no disturbance in our thought process. And when we consume this rajasic food like spicy food or say coffee, tea, and sugary items, and then chocolates, these items, they make us they induce anxiety, and that leads to various health problems, and we become restless and excited. And when we consume the tamasic food like alcohol and the fast foods or onions, etc., these things, they make us, tamas is basically dull and lethargic. So they create, they make us lazy, and our thinking process also will not be in tune. That's what I understood.
Yes, Bhagini, thank you so much. That was wonderful. And I will be addressing your questions in the last class. You were speaking about Paka Shastra and Shad Ruchis. I remember those two questions, right? You had two questions,
yes,
which we'll be addressing. Yes. I'll come to that. I have an exclusive slide for you stating that. Okay?
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. So there's a hidden message in all this type of food. And it's just a play on words on the lighter side. Rajasic, the word has sick, Rajasic and Tamasic. Both these words, the name itself tells that you fall sick, whereas Sattvic has no sickness. So it's just a play of words on the lighter side. So we understand and we move ahead in our life understanding that Rajasic and Tamasic foods are not our foods. They are foods which have to be taken as medicines, but they are not. If you take for example onion is Rajasic and Tamasic also. So onion, they say onion is good for health, but that doesn't mean you take onion every day. Onion is a medicine in Ayurveda. Garlic is a medicine in so take it like a medicine when it is required, but it is not a food. Okay, so having said that, let's go dive deep into what exactly is whole food plant-based food. WFPB stands for whole food plant-based food. That means eating food as close to its natural form as possible from plant sources. Take food as it is. You would take an apple as it is. It has the fiber content in it and it has all the nutrients, but if you boil the apple, mash it, make it into some milkshakes and all, it loses its thing. When you grind an apple, the shape of the apple is what is the fiber. When you grind the apple and take it as a juice, the fiber is lost. So it's not whole-based. Whole-based is eat as it is. In case you can't, okay, go for a juice, but eating food as raw as given by nature, because you can see that no animal has a mixie, no animal does a juice or something. It just eats as it is. That is called whole food plant-based food. It is natural, it is unrefined and minimally processed. Minimally processed in the sense they are washed, cut into pieces or given sold for us. That is what I meant by it's not processed as an industry processed food. Refined food is one which does not contain any of its nutrients. For example, refined foods we know, sugar, oil, white flour and other products which are breads, cakes, pastries, all these come under refined and junk foods. Okay, so it is natural. That is what is most important. It's plant-based, derived from plants, and includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. What is whole food plant-based diet? What to eat, what not to eat? A lifestyle rooted in nature. You can see fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, all are plant-based foods. What not to eat? Dairy, eggs, milk, animal products, refined grains, packaged foods, added oils, meat, all these are excluded from plant-based food. Why should you go for whole food plant-based diet? It promotes natural healing and balance. It cures heart disease. There are empirical data for it has cured artificial heart disease, cures type 2 diabetes, and it cures hypercholesteremia, that is high LDL in your blood vessels. It boosts energy and immunity. It keeps your mind calm and body light. That's a wonderful thing which I would like to tell my experience with that. Your body becomes extremely light and flexible, which you can experience with plant-based diet, and it supports environmental sustainability. This plant-based diet is not equal to vegan diet. Let me be clear on that. Vegan diet is they avoid animal products for ethical reasons, but they still take salt, sugar, oil, and spicy foods. They don't cut short anything. It is just that they only cut on animal products. Whereas whole food plant-based diet stops everything else for health and wholeness. All refined processed foods are excluded in whole food plant-based diet. Whole food plant-based diet, it's a food, it's also our medicine. Nature makes sure It gives our food and our medicine also. But are we realizing it? We are taking medicines from outside, taking food separately. Food should be our medicine. We don't need any extra medicine if we are taking the right food. Nature, when it has created us, when the Supreme, the Paramapurusha, or the Superconscious has made that, it was the intent that you take food what was given and be healthy and go ahead to pursuit of your human life. So in nature there is no separation between food and medicines. Food is our medicine and it is supposed to nourish and heal us. No animal takes medicines. It just takes nature's food. Plant-based diet is a way of life and it is rooted in wholeness. It's not a temporary diet like these diet plans dietitians give out in life just to reduce your obesity or your cholesterol. No. It's a way of life where your yogic life goes ahead. We have tasted all sorts of food in the world till now. Why not get to plant-based food and see what this food has to give us? Why is it there's so much of stress on this food? And why are we forgetting the roots? Also, it's a conscious choice. So let our food be our medicine and our kitchen be our first pharmacy. We don't need any pharmacy as such. Nature has designed the food. The body begins to heal itself. When we eat nature-designed food, the body has this intelligent capacity to heal itself. We have not told the body to run the Krebs cycle and give us energy. There is no button on and off. The moment food goes inside, the system knows it has to work. And it is so active, it knows when to work, when to rest. So let us give the system the proper food and let the system work efficiently rather than overloading, taxing it up and stressing it up. So when you eat whole food, you experience the whole. It's a moment of gratitude, awareness, and a connection with the whole, the source. They say Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Everything is Purnam. You take the food as Purnam. Don't spoil the food. So let's come to the most interesting part. Whole food plant-based diet excludes the unnatural. What do you mean by unnatural? No animal products, meat, fish, milk, eggs, no oils, no added sugar, no processed food and junk foods, no company products, label food, no restaurant food, no salt, oil, sugar. So many no's, but why? Let's go into one by one. And I'm sure all of us will understand why these have been excluded in plant-based food. Addictive nature of this SOS, salt, oil, sugar. Salt, oil, sugar are just unhealthy. They are highly addictive substances. When we consume them regularly, they alter our taste preferences, if you've seen that. Because these things stimulate the brain centers and they create cravings. For example, I was addicted to sugar and sweets. I eat one sweet, but I can't stop beyond that. I want another one. It goes on and on. That's because it is creating a craving in your brain centers. This addiction drives people to seek foods that are rich in SOS, like chips, cookies, cakes, pastries, French fries, and whatnot. And you know what? These food industries have tried to hit the bliss point. That's a perfect combination of saltiness, sweetness, and fattiness that makes the consumers to come back and back for the food. And no wonder you see all the kids are addicted to this chips packets and kurkures and whatnot. Why is it they're not addicted to fruits? Because they have been fed with the wrong food. If they know, their taste buds know the natural taste of the natural food, they would never come back because the tongue would not accept an unnatural food. The goal of the food industry is just to provide addiction to this SOS and sell the products. And we are the consumers for them. They consume us. That's why they're called consumers. They consume us and they make their money. Once addicted to these foods, we would stop enjoying the natural foods like fruits, vegetables, and our palate is desensitized. We just cannot eat that food. So, why do we need to go to all these foods which are degrading us? Let's go one by one. I hope there are no questions till now. Any questions, you can raise your hand and I can stop further. Let's go ahead then. Okay, the next first part is why no to salt? All of us, it's a debatable point. In fact, I was at the same point 2.5 years back and I had a lot of questions and I would detail out how I went ahead with this no salt aspect. Body needs sodium, not table salt. We need to be very clear on that. It needs just sodium, not sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is a refined table salt. All plant foods contain natural sodium in safe amounts, the amount required for the body. What are the harmful effects of salt? Before we take salt in our food, why is it required and what is it creating in our body? Whole foods like greens, spinach, I would come to that. What are the harmful things of salt? First thing, all of us know, blood pressure, which is predominant in every house. There is at least one BP patient in every house. Did we ever think on that? Because we have never given a thought on that. We have just gone by the life saying, okay, fine BP, let's go for a tablet and all. But did we sit and pause for a moment? Why is every house suffering with a BP patient? That's because these foods have so much of salt which is not required for the body. And when the salt increases, the pressure in the body increases. Just like a river which has no salt, it is very pleasant and very soothing. An ocean is gushing, it is anxiety because there's a lot of salt in it. So what do you want to become? An ocean which is gushing day and night or a soothing, pleasant river? That's because the salt is what makes the difference. There's water retention. Salt attracts water. So the more salt you eat, your body requires lot of water. Like Shanta Bhagini asked in the last class, why are we required to drink 5 liters of water? You are not required to drink 5 liters of water. If you're taking salty food and animal products and spicy food, yes, your body requires 5 to 6 liters of water. Because the salt absorbs water and your cells will fall depleted of the required water content. So your body asks for water. But if you're on a fruit diet, I go on a fruit diet some days, complete on fruit, and I hardly drink 1 bottle of water. And I'm hydrated very well the whole day. I don't need any extra water. Every plant have lot of water in them. The kidneys get strained because kidneys try to filter. The more the water, the more the filtering process. And a high salt intake, the kidneys try to excrete the sodium. You know that kidneys are the filtering aspect of the body. They filter out all the impurities. When you take more water, the kidneys work more. They try to filter this water and they try to push out the extra sodium which is there in the foods what you take. And on the same way, there's a conflict between sodium and calcium, and the calcium is also pushed away, which many people don't realize. There is a lot of calcium loss which is created when you take more salt, and it creates osteoporosis. Every lady above 60 or 65 suffering from osteoporosis. Why? We are taking so many nutrients, nuts, this, spicy foods, paneers and all, but still, why is our body not able to capture the calcium in the foods? That's because sodium, when it's being excreted, calcium also gets excreted. There's a loss of calcium in the body. Salt is addictive. Strong flavors, and it leads to addiction, and it is a silent killer. You never know when BP comes in, when your kidneys are spoiled. It silently kills your whole system. Salt is not a whole food. It upsets your mineral balance. It causes water retention in your body. You can see all the natural products have a lot of sodium. It's not salt. Let me be clear. We don't need salt. We need sodium. And sodium is there in beetroot. If you can taste a raw beetroot, it is so salty. You taste a carrot, it is salty. You taste a tomato, it has a lot of salt. Spinach is full of salt. So let your taste buds discover the true taste and aroma of the food, the natural food. Why are we loading our system with extra salt? So no salt in plant-based diet for us. It is refined, it retains, it's rajasic and tamasic, whereas a shift to whole food gives us potassium, which is also very required. It gives you hydration, and it is sattvic and wholesome. There was a question, if I stop salt, will I get low BP? No. If you can substitute your food with natural products, the required sodium is taken by the body and your body will not fall with low BP. This is proven and I am a living example for that. I'll come to that at the end of this class. So, any questions till now regarding salt? So, how many of you believe that salt is good or not? I would like to see in the chat. Salt is good, salt is not good. Can you just put it in the chat? Okay. Purushottam Mahodaya says salt is not good, salt is not good. Very good. No. Sodium chloride is not good. Sodium is good, which is from nature. That's very nice. Thank you for all. Thank you all. So we are clear on that. We don't need any extra salt which is coming from foods. And if you can substitute the foods which is required in your diet, you can come up with that. Yeah. Okay. I see a lot of not good in moderation. Salt is not good. Vrinda Bhagni, I don't suggest that in moderation also, because when you take these foods in your diet, I can tell you, I cook my food with a lot of spinach and it tastes very salty. My kids are stunned. How is it? Have you added some salt? No. But spinach, tomato and broccoli, all of them give you a lot of salt. The taste of salt, I understand. They're addicted to the taste of salt. But when you have these foods in your diet plan, you won't feel the need for extra salt. And when you eat any salty food, your tongue feels absurd. Let me tell you that. You will feel very absurd when you taste an unnatural salt which is not from the natural food. Okay? Very good. So we have seen why not salt? Why no oil? That is a very important question. Okay? Yeah. Oil is processed. Oil is not whole food. No oil in the market is good. Let me state that. All the oils are processed and from the factories, which are very, very harmful to the body. If you can imagine and go back, all our elders, grandmas, grandpas and all, they had very less money. They could not buy every other ingredient from the market. They had very less oil also. They used to use just not even 1 spoon. I remember my grandma cooking food without oil because they could not afford it. And we were so healthy. We never realized that was the best form of cooking. But now, all of us are affluent. We can afford different sorts of oils, olive oils, whatnot and all, which are the costliest oils. And what are we doing? We are ruining our health because everything is processed. Oil is extracted, processed parts from the plant. Oils are calorie dense. They have only fats. There is no nutrient in oils. Oils are only for our taste buds. They taste good, but that is an artificial taste. The moment you start knowing the natural taste, you would never go back to an artificial taste. It leads to weight gain and it's all empty calories. I can quote a research paper. I can give you that link later. You can go back and see Cadwell, Estin and Dean Ornish research who have reversed heart diseases and prevented with this whole food plant-based diet. It's a wonderful research paper. They are doctors and they have worked on this. You go to any doctor and ask them, if I can shift to plant-based diet, he would say it's not required. Why? Did we ever realize? Because the moment you shift to your plant-based diet, there will be no patients in the hospitals. You see so many cancer hospitals in every other state. Why is it so? Did we ever have a cancer hospital when we were young? Not even a hospital in a city. We used to walk miles or travel miles to go to a hospital because people had healthy lifestyles. They used to eat very less processed food, very less oily food, very less junk food, and outside food. It was all home-based food. We have reversed our health to the worst part, saying that doing all what is not required. So can we not get back to our earlier state and regain our health? Yes, we can. Harmful effects of these processed oils: heart disease, which is a very prominent thing. Every person has a BP patient and a heart problem. It's very normal, but that is abnormal for a human being if you have to go ahead in your life, yogic life. Fatty liver, which is, all these are fats. So what happens when you eat so much of oil? It starts going and settling around the livers. When the liver is covered with fat, it stops functioning. That is what is fatty liver. The liver fails to process your fats. And that's because you're eating so many additional fats which are not required for the body. And high cholesterol, we all know that. Inflammation, weight gain, and whatnot. Oils are also cause of cancers. If you can say that, rehydrated oils which are being cooked in restaurants or roadside foods are all the source of cancers and lot of disease. They create lot of harmful carcinogens, which are the cause for cancers. Oil will spoil. So can we not stay fit without oil? Yes, we can. Whole foods provide fats in natural balance. All the whole foods. Avocado is a very good fruit for your natural fats. Walnuts, apricots, badam, all these give you natural fats they contain healthy fats. They contain fiber, which is also there. But this empty fat does not contain any fiber. Nuts, avocado, soya, beans, etc. contain healthy fats. Healthy fats, fiber, phytonutrients and minerals. I would like to talk for a minute on phytonutrients. It's a very important aspect because phytonutrients are mainly from plants. Phytonutrients are antioxidants in the plants which help them from any pests. It's the immune system of the plant. Okay, so they protect the plant from external effect from pests or any other things, from any other insects or something else. So when you take your plant-based food, you in turn get the phytonutrients in your body and it builds up your immune system. A person on whole food plant-based diet will never fall sick. I can give you in writing on that. It is proven, and I have been living for the past 3 years without cold, cough or fever. I have had a drastic change in my life where I used to fall sick very often. So this diet has made a remarkable change in my life. Oil. The moment I cut down my oil, which is tamasic, which gives you the lethargy. You take any oil fried food. Imagine you take a fried food. You go back to sleep. That's because it is putting you to tamasic. But if you eat a bowl of soaked almonds or avocado, you get the natural fats and you feel energetic. So you want to fuel your car with good petrol or impure petrol. Decide yourself. It's important we understand that the oil which you take should be natural, clean, having fiber in it. You can see that. You see that oil, there's an excess body fat, there's an insulin resistance and the heart disease. A person is oil-free, healthy weight, better blood sugar, improved heart health. You can see the miraculous changes when you stop oil in your food. Right? So, coconut also has saturated fat. Limited quantity of coconut is fine. You can eat once in a while, but it does raise LDL. It has bad cholesterol. Coconut water is good. Coconut oil is processed product, so coconut is not accepted in whole food plant-based. Once in a while is fine. I don't deny that, but eating coconut regularly is not good for health. So no to oil. Oil is processed, dense, inflammatory. It creates inflammation in all the diseases. You are hurt or something. It's a lot of inflammation. It is rajasic and tamasic. Instead, compensate your food with natural oils. See the change. I would encourage all of you to start this diet, because if we have lived a life where we have eaten everything on the road and everything in the restaurant, why not think and take it as a challenge and try to see how, if someone have stated that this food is going to give you good, we are not putting you on, without food. You're not starving, but we are just taking a small shift in our food to see, are we missing something very beautiful which nature has given us? Why are we not exploring the natural part of the natural aspect of the food which was given by nature? Okay, so no to oil. I would explain how we could go about in cooking with no oil. It's very interesting, it's very easy, and cooking becomes a pleasure because you hardly spend not more than 10 minutes in cooking, and I enjoy cooking because it's just 10 minutes because oil foods are totally out of the picture. The next thing, why no sugar? There's one second. There's a question I would like to take, there's no question. Yeah, we'll go ahead. Any questions for no oil? One second. Shanta Bhagini. Yeah.
Namaste, Bhagini. Actually, I also had a question for salt, but if I can ask both. Regarding the salt was, I was listening to a yogi who went to Himalayas and he was meditating, and he sort of stayed with Tibetan yogis or meditators. And what he said was, what they were eating, they were given when he stayed with them is, you get a hot bottle of water, hot water bottle, and you get a little bit of salt and yak milk based butter to eat, and one lump of it, and that was all they would eat the whole day. And if they're absolutely hungry, then of course they would eat a piece of the same yak which was stored sort of like a freezer. And that was of course a rare thing. Now my question was, what would that salt be? I mean, we talk about these, red salt. Is it still not NaCl? And the salt which they say which you have to eat when you're doing fast, or is it just salt? How do you differentiate between the salt which say the yogi eats or the one which you get as fasting salt, then the normal table salt? That was my first question on the salt base, and then I'll come to the oil base if you could answer the first one.
Yeah. Okay. I just reiterated what you said. You wanted to know, yogi has taken the salt while traveling. Was he taking salt while traveling, or was he taking salt water all through his stay or something? What exactly is it?
No, he was not salt water, but he was having a hot bottle of water to drink. And he said that they were doing the Tibetan meditators when he was staying with them in that Himalayan tent or whatever you call it, monastery there. He was given every day hot water as much as he could drink or wanted. But to eat, it would be a little bit of salt and a lump of yak milk-based butter. That was their food for the whole day, and they would meditate the whole day. And of course, whatever, normal life. But that was the way they would live. So I wanted to know whether that salt, would it be different from what salt we eat at table salt, or because it was yogic life, I believe, they were having. But at the same time, they were having this butter made of yak milk. So, would it be different, or would it be same, what we are eating?
But I'll try to answer your question. See, what I would suggest is that, first of all, we really don't know what food he's taking the other days. While he was traveling, he's taking some hot water and a bit of salt and the foods, the tuber foods and all. But saying that, he's not eating any other food the whole day. Okay? So can we live with just one glass of hot water and a bit of salt? No, we cannot. Okay? And the point is, he's not taking any other food. He's just living on those root food and a bit of salt. Probably when he was on meditation, he's not accessible to this plant-based diet, or we really don't know the situation where he was living. But your body needs a bit of sodium, which is there. But in case you are not accessible to any sodium, and sodium is required to keep your energy levels at a constant rate. But if you are depleted of sodium, you will fall weak. That is there. So probably we really don't know what circumstances they have given a bottle of water with salt, because he had no access to any food or any plant-based food which you can eat at that point of time. And We really don't know.
He said there was absolutely, they would not eat anything at all. And that was the way the Tibetan yogis were living. And so he had gone there and he tried to actually live with them. And they said, you won't be able to survive in our place because we don't eat at all. We just eat this. And he tried it for 3 days and he decided, okay, fine, I can't do this. And he came back. He came back to normal plant-based food, I suppose.
That's right. So hope that is, we should know the background also. Yes.
Okay. I understand that. Now, coming to oil-based, Bhagini, you mentioned about the coconut. Coconut is not good. You see that in South India, we always have fresh coconut cooked in food. We cook food with fresh coconut. We see that. And the second thing is, coconut oil sometimes is made even at home. When I say at home, it means that the coconut is dried at home and it just, gone to the chakki and you make the oil and you bring oil. Would that be also considered as processed food, and would that also have the same level of, because there's no additive anything in that. So how would you consider this eating fresh coconut as in our daily meals as we do in, South India, and this coconut oil which is extracted locally or at home, where you actually at home you do all these things except that going to the chakki and getting the oil. Would you also consider that as Rajasic? That's my question about oil. Thank you.
Okay, yes. I'm also South Indian, Bhagini. But coconut, yes, it is eaten in South India predominantly, but coconut has saturated fat, which is very, very harmful, and it increases your heart diseases. So taking in limited once in a while, taking fresh coconut once in a while is good, I don't deny, but taking it daily is going to increase your heart disease. And we have a lot of patients in South India. The capital of BP and sugar is Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, if you know that, and we eat a lot of coconut. And every day they have a coconut chutney, they have coconut rice and all, which is the cause of your saturated fats, knowingly or unknowingly. You don't find that in North India. People eat a lot of things, but they don't have so many heart diseases and sugar patients as you have in South India, because coconut is a staple food in South India and people eat a lot, if you realize that. Coconut is not eaten as much as it is eaten in South India, in North India or other states of the country. And hope that answers your... And coconut oil. Coconut oil is also saturated fat. I cannot help that, but that is saturated fat, because anything which is... I understand that it is coming from coconut, but still it has saturated... That's the reason I have specifically pointed out that all plant-based foods have natural oils, good oils, except coconut, because coconut has saturated fat and it creates heart diseases. So that's the reason we are trying to give the food as a medicine. So when you are taking the food which is going to be a medicine, you just cannot take a food which has saturated fat and tell that I'm suffering from heart disease, and that's not. So it is excluded in whole food plant-based diet because of its nature of saturated fat.
Okay, thank you, Bhagini. Thank you for clarifying, because I was a bit confused, because I thought only when it's processed where you have additives, and sometimes in winter you want the oil to be still in the liquid form, so you have these additives to keep them. And the coconut oil, I thought that was maybe that was wrong, but the one which is done at home and very processed, we know what is there in it, was not as bad as that. But thank you for clarifying. Dhanyavad.
In case you want to have oil, don't heat it. You can just put 1 spoon of oil on top of your foods. Don't heat them. The moment you heat your oil, it starts building carcinogens. So it is a very harmful. So if you feel your food needs a bit of oil taste, put 1 or 2 spoons on top of your food, and that will saturate your taste buds if you feel so. Or else, food without oil is extremely light, extremely energetic. I can tell you that. I'll come to that point soon, because I'm excited to share my experience with all of you, because I would like all of you to be out of your diseases and your issues of health issues, because this is a wonderful science and we have not explored till now. Okay, there was a question about, yeah, thank you, Bhagini. Just be on mute. How about pink salt? Pink salt, any salt is processed salt, Bhagini, Brinda Bhagini. So any salt which is pink salt, brown salt, green salt, it's all salt, okay? So you cannot tell that. How about cold pressed coconut oil in moderation? We really don't need oil in our food, Mahodaya. We, Purushottam Mahodaya, we really don't need food. We are just inputting our system with the wrong sort of oil which is not required. If you take nuts, soaked nuts, your body gets all the fats. I take soaked nut carrot milkshake, and I'll tell you about that. So that gives me the exact set of lipid profile, and I would share my lipid profile also in case you're interested. It's a perfect now, and I have seen a drastic change, and I would encourage all of you to try it out, because listening something when they say it's good, you should at least give it a challenge and try it out in your life. That's what makes a difference in a human being's life. Okay, let me go ahead fast so that we'll just finish. Shanta Bhagni, can you put your hand down if you have another question? I'll just unmute. Lalita Bhagni got my question solved. Shanta Bhagni, you have a question? No, I think all of you. Okay, fine. Let's go ahead. We'll be running short. Why no sugar? Yes. Sugar is empty calories. Sugar is not a whole food. It is just calories. It is stripped of vitamins, fibers, and minerals, and it's just only calories. It gives energy without nutrition, and the worst part is it affects your mood and brain. Sugar triggers your dopamine in your brain. That's the reason when you eat a sugary product, you feel that pleasure of eating it once again. There's a temporary pressure and there's craving which comes with it. So the moment you eat a sugary product, you get addiction. You get into the addiction cycle, and this disturbs your mental balance, which is sattva, and it increases your rajas and tamas, because food is just not to eat. It is what you become. Because if you're getting addicted to something, that means you're losing control in your mind. So the first point of a yogic cycle is the control of the mind, which happens when you can know what to eat, what not to eat. And when food vibrates with sattva, that is sattva guna, your mind also vibrates in the same balance. And sugar is rajasic and tamasic. It disturbs your calmness and focus, because sugar gives you a sense of temporary pleasure. I don't say it doesn't give you temporary pleasure, but there's a lot of harmful effects of sugar, and let's see what are the harmful effects about sugar. It is also a simple carbohydrate. Talking about simple carbohydrates, there are simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are the carbohydrates which are released into the system and you get an immediate energy, and they're digested very fast. So the reason because of this, you get a sugar spike, a spike in your sugar levels. And you have complex carbs. Complex carbs are carbs which are from the fruit, and they have fiber in it, and they get digested slowly into the system. So these sugar products, you're the dagger, whether we know it or not, it is killing us from inside. The blood sugar spikes. Refined sugar causes a spike in your blood sugar, and no wonder many people are suffering from diabetes, obesity, and fatigue. When you get a spike, what happens is you get instant energy, but the moment your sugar levels fall down, you get into instant fatigue. Just like a wave, when it rises, it just goes to the top and it just falls down. Similarly, there's a rush of energy, but on the same side, there's a fall in your energy, which is not good for the system because it is losing its balance. Excess sugar is stored as fat. It leads to fat storage in the liver. We have seen that fatty liver, obesity, chronic inflammation, all these things, inflammation. And sugar also creates harmful gut bacteria. Whether we realize it or not, it stops your digestion system. It upsets your gut bacteria. There's a whole bacteria in our gut, the microbiome bacteria, which it loses when you take a lot of sugar. So that is one of the harmful things. And the worst part of sugar is it lowers immunity. If you have been catching cold, cough, fevers, and quite often, I would suggest go on a no sugar diet for 3 to 4 months and see the change. You would not catch a cold for the whole time, neither you would not catch a cold the whole year if you can continue that. I have not caught a cold for the past 3 years and not a fever, not a day on the bed. I'm thankful to this diet and to my gurus who have told me the shift in this diet. Sugar, I have very big sweet tooth, and I was not a day used to go without eating a sweet. But I'm on a stage now, any unnatural sugar is not my food. I eat a lot of fruits. I love fruits. I eat all the sweet, all the custard apples, mangoes, everything. The natural sweetness is in no par with the artificial sweet. When you start tasting the natural sweetness of a fruit, and the moment after some time you get back to any of these artificial sweets, your tongue will not like it. Believe me, I have experienced it very much. And I would love all of you to experience this no sugar diet and only relying on this natural sweetness which is nature is giving you. And it causes aging, which is very important. You stop sugar, you start looking young. I can bet on that. You're aging, you'll go back. Sugar creates a very bad skin texture, and it creates aging also. So a nature sugar is a soother. So with sugar, you get sugar spikes. And when you're sugar free, there is steady energy. The energy flow is steady and there's a balance in it. Natural sugars are fruits, dates. You can get bananas, apples, grapes, sweet vegetables, carrots, beetroot, sweet potatoes, pumpkins. All of them have lots of natural sugar. Dried fruits. Nature has given abundant sugar products for us, sweet products for us. We have stopped looking at them. And what happens when you stop your sugar? Immunity begins to strengthen and your inflammation drops. You get a glowing, a clear skin. And I can watch on that. You try it for 3 to 4 months. Take a photograph now and take a photo after 3 to 4 months and see the change in your skin texture and your glow on your skin, which is highly predominant. And you would come back to me and thank me for that. I'm sure on that. Okay? And you get better digestion and regular bowel movements, which is very, very, very important, which many people are suffering now because there's no fiber in all the artificial sweets you eat. Every fruit, every vegetable which has sugar has a lot of fiber, and that gives you a very good bowel movement. So eat the sweet in the fruit, not the sweet outside. And when you experience natural sweetness of fruits, it becomes truly satisfying. I can tell on that because a shift, I know all of you, I was the same position, you are here what you are here. And after 2 and after 3 years, a complete shift. I really enjoy this diet and I would never go back to my main diet. And eat sweetness in natural form within the fruit, but not outside it. These are addictive. They create a lot of health issues. Nature's sweetness nourishes and it soothes the body, whereas artificial sugar creates problems in the body. Yeah, I'll go for 10 more minutes. Hope it's okay with you all. I have a question here, I think. Palm sugar, Brinda Bhagini. Palm sugar is also not good. No artificial, unnatural process. Palm sugar is also processed in factories, which is not good. And I'm sorry about that. Take sugar from the nature, which is given. It will really be soothing, satisfying, and your your body will thank you for the natural sugar because that is sugar from the nature. Okay, Purushottam Mohdaya has a question. More details on carrot milk mentioned. Yeah, I'll come to that. Jaggery also is processed, Bhagini. Jaggery is you really don't need jaggery also. You're cooking your food without sugar, salt, and oil. So why do you need jaggery at all? You really don't need jaggery at all. I hope your question is still there. Jaggery is a bit better than sugar, but it's not. It's also processed, Bhagini. See, what I'm telling you is, let's close our eyes for 1 minute and think you're in a forest. What would you eat? You would eat what nature has given. And just think for some time you're in a forest where you have access to no processed food, no jaggery, no salt, no oil. And just eat what nature has given. You will really get back to your normal health and your perfect condition what you are. I would like to take 10 more minutes. Hope it's okay with you all. Bananas cause congestion of throat cough. Sharada Bhagini, I'll just unmute you. You can tell me. Yeah, Sharada Bhagini. Just a second, I'll unmute you.
Bhagini.
Yeah, Sharada Bhagini. Yeah.
When I eat bananas, I will get cough and cold, Bhagini. Even lemons also, lemon juice also, I will get cough and cold.
Bhagini, and let me tell you. Are you suffering from any other disease or any other issue?
So many issues are there.
So food can never, if banana was causing a problem for you, it should cause a problem for everyone. Okay? Banana, if it is causing a problem for you, it means, and if it is a bad food, it should cause a problem for everyone, but everyone is not facing the same issue, right? There's an inherent problem in you which is creating the cough and all, and that's being triggered with the banana. Banana is never the cause for any disease, and natural food can never cause sickness.
Okay,
are you clear on that, Bhagini? Okay, just take it this way. If the food is good, it's good for everyone, but if it is causing a problem for me, there is something which in me which is causing the problem. Let's not tell that the natural food is created. Yes, I understand.
I'm telling that for all of us, I'm telling my problem only.
Yes. So your inherent, I would suggest you should get to plant-based food and then tell me if banana is creating a problem. Then let's come back and discuss. Right?
Dhanyawad.
I'll just mute you, Bhagini. Yeah, Shailaja Bhagini has a question. Yes, Shailaja Bhagini.
Bhagini, I have a couple of questions here.
Okay, then we'll do, just a second, Bhagini. We'll take a stop here because I need to talk about milk and other things also, which I'll talk in the next class because it will go a bit further. We'll take the questionnaire session now. And we will try to find out all your questions because I would like you to be clear on salt, oil and sugar now. Milk we'll take up in the next class. Why no milk? Okay, in detail. So yes, Bhagini, Shailaja Bhagini, come ahead with your question.
So when we go through this Lalita Sahasranama, there is a few slokas are there which mention about Devi's prasadas like Maricha Anna Priya, Guda Anna Priya. So if it is not good for us, then why is it mentioned in that? That is my first question. I'm not contradicting you or criticizing you, Bhagini. Then see, like all these Maharshis say they were on the plant-based diets, right? But why Durvasa is known for his anger? He was on plant-based diet. They usually consumed all the roots, fibers, only those things, right? And third question is, like you mentioned about when it came to fats, you mentioned about these almonds, then walnuts, all these things. Common man cannot afford those things, right? And usually people say, go for local. Whatever is locally available, you try to consume that. And that way, Kerala is known for the coconuts. and they were not falling sick earlier. They used to consume, even now they consume lot of coconut, raw coconut, grated coconut. Of late only they are also experiencing all these problems. And you mentioned about spinach when it came to salt. Like add spinach in your food, it will give that natural salt in the cooked food. But is it not like too much is ati sarvatra varjayet, right? Can we consume that on a regular basis every day? That is another question. And when it comes to blood pressure and diabetes, like I remember Dr. B.M. Hegde Mahodaya, he says like when we were hunter-gatherers, when we, if there is any, like suddenly you come across a lion or a tiger, then suddenly our adrenal glands will, start functioning, and that hormones are released, and immediately you have to protect yourself. For that, those hormones will help. But nowadays we have those lions and tigers in all forms in and around us. So these will trigger your hormones, and they also help in increasing your blood pressure or other things. So these are my questions.
Yeah, we'll go one by one.
Yeah,
the first question was, in case I have forgot any of your questions, just remind me, Padmi. The first one is Gudanam. Gudanna Pita, Alalta.
Marichana, that is that pepper. Pepper is again that spice, right?
Yes. Pepper, see, Padmi, anything taken in limited as a medicine is fine. Pepper was a medicine in Ayurveda, but now pepper has become as a diet, okay, which is not good. If you take spices, everything should be taken in limited. I don't deny all the spices, but spices should not be fried in oil because they lose their medicinal qualities. You want to take spices, dry fry your spices a bit and use it in your food. I can say I use jeera, I use pepper, but I use very limited. I dry fry them. I don't fry them in oil because they will lose their medicinal qualities. So that's the reason it is being offered as a food to Lalita Sahasranama, saying that that is a medicine. So if you take the maricha, that is the pepper rice as a medicine, it will relieve you of your cough, cold and all, but it is not your daily diet. Okay?
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
Yes.
Occasionally you have to use, include in your food. Yeah, got it.
Yes. And Gudanam also, that's because you do a lot of fasting. So what happens when you do on puja days, you're on fasting and your sugar levels go down because you're on complete fast. So when you, after your puja, you take a bit of Gudanam, it gives you a bit of energy. That is just giving you a symbolic meaning, saying that these foods have to be taken in limited when you are doing your daily puja or whatever. It is not a daily food or a daily dessert which has to be taken. That is what it means.
Correct.
So
got it. Yeah,
okay.
Got it.
Fine. And the second question we have written was Durvasa. What is Durvasa? If you can break the meaning. Durvasa. He was a rishi, but Dur is bad. Vasa is all the vasanas. Okay. Though he was a rishi, he had all the bad vasanas in him, that's the reason she's shown as a symbolism of anger. So it doesn't make a sense you being a rishi and you're not controlling your anger. So that's the reason, that's a bad vasana in him which is creating the anger. So he was named Durvasa. So that you should break all these Puranas, Itihasas are all metaphors. We need to break the code. Do you think Valmiki, Vyasa, all these people have written just time pass stories? No. They are code. They are a code crypted in us to understand each meaning about each word. So Durvasa is basically a rishi, great rishi, but he could not control his anger because of his Durvasanas. So that is what is Durvasa. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Right. And the third question was, a common man, can he afford that? Yes. That's a very valid question. How do you think a common man is affording a cancer treatment? How much of money is he spending on a cancer treatment? I can tell you, a cancer treatment costs you 30 lakhs to 40 lakhs for a normal person. And if it's an affluent person, a corporate hospital, it goes to close to 80 to 90 lakhs. So if he can spend so much on a disease, why don't he get back to a normal food and see we have a life which is disease free? I know, I do understand. It's a bit expensive, but not at the cost of losing your health and running around corporate hospitals. So it's a wise decision to weigh which is a better life in a long run. And do you think these are fruits and all are not really expensive compared? If you go to a restaurant, you don't go without a bill of 3,000 to 4,000 if you're a 4-people team. So 4,000 rupees is enough to buy fruits and vegetables for the whole month. Don't you think so?
Correct. Bhagini, when we talk about the person who is doing physical labor, they used to consume ragi. That gives them enough strength, and that was, they could afford that. Even that is not affordable now. Like the prices have gone up. People are going for millet diet and all those things which were easily affordable for them. They are now not easily affordable.
No, it's not that, Bhagini. It's a shift, okay? Mind shift. It's just a mind shift. It's ragi is still there. Ragi is very good for calcium and all. We should include ragi in our diet, but it is just that the taste buds don't agree. We are not used. We want something more. There's a dil mange more. You want something new, something new. People don't want to go back to the roots. All the foods and everything. We used to get ragi foods, all the millet things in the olden days also, but we want something quinoa, millet. All these are new things which are processed. We really don't need them. We need them more. Okay, so that's your third question. Your fourth question was your coconut oil, which was consumed in your. Can you just repeat your question, Bhagini? Coconut?
No, we people say you go for the either fruits or vegetables or our cereals, whatever. What is locally grown? Go for those locally grown items. Like Kerala is known for coconuts. They have been consuming coconuts for ages, right?
Yes. I understand, Bhagini. See, coconut, the weather condition is very hot in Kerala and it supports coconut growth. I understand.
Correct.
And it's a staple food. It's a staple food for Kerala people. But anything taken in excess is a problem. Okay. So I don't say that eating coconut is bad, but taking in excess is always a problem. Now, if you see Keralites are also suffering from cholesterol and all, it does not that they are not suffering. If you take coconut in limited quantities, it is always fine because it's a plant-based product. I don't deny that. But on the same side, it has saturated fat, and you have to make sure. And the other thing I want to point out is, see, a fat taken, and if you are doing physical work equal to digest the fat, it's fine. When your activity has reduced predominantly to desk jobs, your food should be according to your job. You're having not your activities, your physical activity has decreased drastically, and all of us have decreased because we don't do any. We have maids at home. We are working on software computers. They're sitting at a place for the whole day. So when your body is not exercising as required, and if you consume saturated fat, you need to work double or triple for that body thing. And the other thing is, so it gets accumulated in the body. Saturated fat, why does it harmful to this? It gets accumulated and it has an animal influence in it. Animal products all have saturated fat. So that's the reason for coconut. Okay. And you had
based on the lifestyle. Yes, based on the lifestyle, we have to design our consumption also. Correct.
Yes, but on the same side, plant-based diet is good for everyone. And you will, if you take coconut for some time, and after some time, you will surely catch cholesterol. There is no doubt about it. Okay, but knowingly, if you are taking coconut and trying to increase your cholesterol, come back to a normal diet, and plant-based diet is available everywhere. Nourishment is there. You go on a road, you get a fruit. You don't need to wait for a fruit. Every road has fruit stalls. So your food is there everywhere. So knowingly, let's not get to coconut because it has saturated. That's the reason I'm pointing it out.
Okay, got it, Bhagini.
Yeah, you had another question. I don't
Spinach, I mean, in place of salt, we can use spinach, but daily consumption, is it good or bad?
Bhagini, let me tell you one thing. Nature's given food will never harm you unless until you have a disease in you. For example, earlier some Bhagini has told she gets cough with banana.
Banana,
right?
yeah.
Yes, that's because she has a lot of diseases and she's suffering from disease. I'm sorry about that. But it is just triggering because she already has a lot of phlegm and mucus which is creating problem in her system. And let me tell you, milk creates a lot of mucus in your body. If you can stop, I'll come to the milk part in the next class because we're already
next class. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Milk is not at all good. White's not good, and white should be stopped for so many reasons. I can enlist on that. But spinach, yes, you can take. It is. See, I'll tell you, Bhagini, when you cook your food, few leaves of spinach is enough to give the saltiness in case you want. But after some time, you will not even need a spinach in the food. You can easily enjoy because your taste buds have transformed themselves to enjoy the natural food. Initially, you might need a lot of spinach for it to feel the food is salty. But down the line, you will not need, you will just enjoy the true taste of the food. Carrot has a taste, beetroot has a taste, your lauki has a taste. We have forgotten the taste with a lot of spices, oils, masalas, mirchi, and not. So enjoy the natural tastes of nature, which will really give you a wonderful experience in your journey of yogic lifestyle.
So we actually have to practice, then only we will understand.
Yes. I'll come to the point, just 2 minutes. So you had another question, BP and diabetes. You said something on that?
Yeah, Dr. Hegde. He occasionally says, like, when we were hunter-gatherers, suddenly you come across a, say, lion or tiger, then our glands used to produce hormones which were, which were capable, they were helping us to either to run away or to fight.
Fight and flight hormone that is produced in the kidneys.
Cortisol. But nowadays, nowadays we have, tigers or lions in the form of humans, either in office or at home. So this is unavoidable. So every time they are triggered, and this will also have effect on BP and sugar, all those things, right?
Yes, Bhagini. Let me tell you one thing. That's because we are being triggered with the events around us. The moment your mind expands and you start looking at a bigger picture, things come and go, but you are unaffected. Just like a river which you drop hundreds of stones in it, it will not shout back. It will just accept it and leave it, and it will move ahead. So your mind expands to a level when you're sadhana or meditation that I don't say that things change. There are a lot of events which are going to irritate you, instigate you. There will be things because life is with struggles. But the way you look at life, the way you things affect you, you have a bigger goal of life, you will not be affected, and your cortisol hormone is not going to come into picture. Let me tell you that. You will be very pleasant. That I'll tell you how I went about. Okay. You have any other question on that, Bhagini? Any more questions?
No, got it, Bhagini. No, I understand. Now we are, it is like eightfold. Even this is, yoga is. So still we are in the beginning stage only. So once we go to the other level, then these things also we can overcome. That's what you are trying to tell, right?
Yes. I'll just, if you are done with your questions, I'll just tell you.
Thank you very much, Bhagini. Thank you. I have taken a lot of time. Thank you.
No issues, Bhagini. I wanted all the questions so that you're convinced about this night. I have some questions here.
I'm convinced. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please go on mute, Bhagini. There's one question from Shanta. Bhagini, I don't have any health issues, but lemon juice gives me cold. Maybe I don't know if I have a problem that I don't know. Okay. Lalita, it also depends the amount of manual work which older generation, they were naturally exercised. That's good. That's what I was talking, Lalita Bhagini. They were exercising, and we have very less exercise, which is, which tells us that we have to change our diet to natural food also, because that is, and lot of stress and all, it's easy to fall prey to these diseases, which is not really good. And Shanta Bhagini, lemon juice gives me cold. Let me tell you that cold, cough and all is because you have less immunity in the system. Okay? When you're immune, if there are 100 people in a class and there's one person having a cold, everyone does not catch a cold in the class. The person who has less immunity catches cold immediately once he comes home. But the person with stronger immunity will never catch a cold. This food, when you shift to this plant-based food, I can bet on that your immunity will be 10-fold or 20-fold what you are. And just mute it. So then I'm sure that lemon juice will not give you a cold later. I would tell that take it as a challenge and try to change your diet and then tell me if lemon juice is giving a cold or not. Shanta Bhagini, you have a...
Yes, but I have been having this issue right from my childhood. You know, it's not that my parents my parents were always moderate food people. They would never give us a lot of sugar, I think, not of that sort. And we couldn't even, my mother was very careful about all these things. And even then I used to have this. More than cold, I get headache, and then it starts getting into the cold session. But funny enough, if I have plain lemon juice, I have cold, even with whether I put sugar, salt, whatever. But if I have lemon soda, I don't have a problem. So that is what was shocking to me, that lemon juice with water, I have cold, but lemon juice with soda or carbonated water, I don't have problem. So I wasn't sure. And then this, I think one of the Bhagini said about banana, it struck me that is it something I have which I don't know? I just wanted to confirm. But I will try this method and see.
Yes. I'll suggest you that you shift your diet and take it as a challenge. Let me tell you one thing. When I'll just tell you about my journey, how it went. I was 3 years back at the same place, lots of doubts, lots of questions, and I was strictly against no oil. How can I cook? How will I eat? How will I do that? But I chose to trust my Acharya's words. I really wanted to bring a change into my life, and I was struggling with low BP and borderline thyroid issues. Okay, so then I had a very strong sweet tooth. Okay, and I was putting on a lot of weight. I could not control my weight, and this was driving me into the spells of sugar spikes and anxiety issues and all that stuff. And my energy levels were fluctuating. Obviously, when you are depending on external sugar, your energy levels were fluctuating, and I never realized that sugar was a dagger behind all this. So, and along with came my love for spicy and paneer foods also, which was all the more troublesome thing. So when I heard stop salt, I was totally shocked. How could I? I'm a BP patient. I'm a low BP patient. But something within me told me that there was a wisdom in the system, that's a nature's way, and there must be a reason for it. So I decided to give it my all, 100%. I shifted all my 3 meals completely to whole food plant-based diet. No sugar, no milk, no salt, no oil. Milk, I took a while for stopping milk because milk was very addictive, but now I'm totally out of milk. But I stayed determined, okay? So my family was strongly against it because I was a low BP patient. They said, how can you go on no salt? You would fall sick and all. They were so worried. But still, I said, unless I try, I cannot tell whether the system is right or wrong. So I continued the same diet for 3 months straight with non-stop. And you understand, do you believe that to my surprise, my BP stayed perfect. That is 120 by 78 or 79 or not 80, but 78 or 79. And they have checked my BP at different times of the day for a whole week. And they were stunned and convinced, yes, this diet makes a change. And as I had a big sweet tooth liking, I was putting on weight. I lost 7 kilos within 3 months. And now I don't increase my weight, neither decrease, because I'm on my BMI weight. And once your body knows your exact weight, and if you're on nature's food, you will neither increase or neither decrease. That is the best part. For the past 2.5 years, I'm on the same weight, Not a kilo more, not a kilo less. And my skin is clear. My energy levels are constant throughout the day. I wake up at 4:30 or 4:45, before 5. Until 11 p.m. in the night, I don't yawn at a single day of the day. I am constant with energy. Unless until I have too much of physical work, I'm tired. Otherwise, the day is the complete day. I don't go for an afternoon siesta or nap or something because I don't feel the sleep, because this food is giving me energy. Food should be for the energy. If you're giving your car a petrol and your car stops running, is it the right food? Your car should run after you give petrol. So the food, when you take your food, if your body is running perfectly, that is the right food. But if you take an oily food and a spicy food, a lot of sugar, you will immediately doze off after a heavy lunch, which is not the right food. And with asanas and food diet, my body has become very supple. And I study the whole day from 5:30 to 11. I take a class. I attend to classes. I do all the household activity, but still, I have not fallen sick for the past 3 years. No cold, no cough, no fever. And the best part, now when I see food, when I see fruits, my mouth waters, which is saying that my body has understood what it's really good food is. The cravings have shifted from the tongue to the cells, because I'm eating for the body, not for the tongue. I don't eat for taste anymore. I eat for life. So that's about me. And I would encourage all of you to try this diet for this week and tell me experiences. I won't say all 3 meals. Probably you can shift for 1 meal and go on fruit diet or sprouts or salads, just 1 meal, and see the difference for 1 week before we come to the next class. I'm just unmuting all of you. And you have any question, I would encourage all. Yeah, just a second. Yeah, I would encourage all of you to take a change and see when you hear something that's making a change, give it a try, and I'm sure you would all be healthy, hale, and your yogic life will be excellent when you go ahead in your life. I'm a living example for that. And I have checked my profile, the lipid profile, and everything is within the range and my thyroid levels are within the range. And I always used to have high LDL because I was eating a lot of sweets, but my lipid profile is perfect this time. And I'm stunned myself seeing what change it has made in my life, and I would never go back to my original that spicy oily food, because after seeing the change, and your body is very light, you feel so energetic, and I cannot tell you, there's a lot to tell in this story. I would like all of you to experience it and tell me your experience in the next class, and we will talk about milk and other things in the next class. Okay?
Yes,
so
thank you.
Okay, and before I end, any more questions, or else we'll just take a summary. Yeah, we have just covered these few aspects. The food and mind, the forgotten connection, the connection what we have lost, the 3 types of food, what are the sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic, what is whole food plant-based diet, why do we need to take whole food plant-based diet, and food is our medicine. We really don't need any external medicines. And what this diet is, it excludes all the unnatural things which are created. Why no to salt we have seen, why no to oil we have seen, why no to sugar we have seen. We have to see why not to milk and some other aspects in the next class. Okay, so and Shadruchi, Asalicha Pagni, I'll talk about your Shadruchi, why it is in the next class, because we are running short of time. Next class is on 14th November. I would encourage all of you to come with your experiences. Skip just 1 meal and tell me how you feel. Complete to your fruit diet or your vegetable diet, salad. You can take sprouts, or you can, what you can do is, what I do is I boil all the vegetables. I take all the vegetables. I don't put onion, garlic, anything. I put them in the cooker, steam them up, add some peanut powder or sesame powder or a bit of coconut powder to just make it palatable for the tongue. And then you...
Dagini?
Yes.
You say 3 times, 2 times food.
Take once, Bhagini. Take once for 1 week. I would like all of you to take a shift of 1 meal change.
No. I'm asking per day. Do you advise 3 times or 2 times? That is what I am. Breakfast.
Yes. Yeah, I take 3 times, Bhagini. I take 3 times. I take fruits, sprouts, nut shake. Purushottam Mahoday had a doubt, carrot shake, milk and all. I'll tell you about carrot milk in the next class. And I take boiled vegetables in the afternoon, and I take dal and all, but it's all boiled, no oil at all. So everything is boiled, and sometimes just raw fruits the whole day. It's like 50-50. Some days when I feel like I take cooked meal, and some days I'm a complete fruit diet. Morning, afternoon, night, fruits and vegetables. I don't feel like cooking. I'm happily free from cooking without eating anything, without cooking in the kitchen. So it's a full off for me. So there's so many ways. You will explore all your ways yourself when you start getting to this diet. You will know what your tongue wants, how you feel, how you can modify your nature given food. But the best part is eat them raw as they are. That's the best. Because I eat 1 meal raw. I eat 1 meal breakfast with complete all fruits, vegetables, salads. It's a plate with all 8 colors of my plate with all different colored food, tomatoes, carrot, salads and all. And other 2 meals sometimes I eat or sometimes I cook and all. It depends how you go about, how you feel comfortable. Okay? So, any more questions? Lubrication the body, oil, ghee, bodies require some lubrication is there when you eat. You get oil, natural oil. Eat avocado, Bhagini. You will get enough oil for your body. Eat nuts. You get enough oil. You don't need any processed modification. No animal eats oil food. It has wonderful lubrication. It doesn't have any osteoporosis. Neither it has bone problems, which we are suffering. Right, Vrinda Bhagini? You can speak. Okay, so are we creating a better health or we are creating a wrong health? Buttermilk, yes, I'll come to milk in the next class. Buttermilk, milk, everything will come to the next class. For now, so oil is not lubricating. It is in fact spoiling your body. So just understand that nature, start observing everything around you, Bhagini. Nature is giving you all the answers. We don't need anything extra to do it. Just take what is given in the food, and every plant-based food has oils, nuts and all have lot of oils. Try to tap those oils and use them in case you want lot of, you just take 1 spoon of oil on top of your food. Don't heat them because that when you heat it, it builds up wrong compounds in your oils. Okay? So with that, as class, the next class, I would continue on milk, and we have another aspect, the sadhananga, that is upavasa. I'll come to that also. Next class, you have any more questions? After you've tried your diet, we can discuss in the next class, and we'll go about. And I'm sorry I took a lot of your time today. I'm very sorry about that. I did not realize the time, lot of questions and all. And thank you for all for being with me in today's journey with Yoganishtananda Jivanam. With this, I offer everything, all my knowledge, everything, whatever I've learned, everything at my Guru's altar. Tava dravyam jagat guru tubhyameva samarpaye. Om Gurave Namaha. Dhanyavadaha. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, all of you. Hope to see you in the next week. We'll continue our journey with Yoganishtananda Jivanam in the next class. Thank you all.
Dhanyavad Bhagini.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mahodaya. Dhanyavadaha.
Punarmilamah.
Punarmilamah, Mahodaya. Dhanyavadaha. Dhanyavada, Bhagini.